Hey guys, ankhgaming with you again, and this is some more Hotel Giant 2. And in this episode, I'm actually recording the audio separately. The reason is I wanted to do some building, get some stuff done. There's a lot of it to do, and it wasn't the most interesting stuff, so I figured I would do it all without audio, and then I would do this afterwards. So that way also I get a chance to tell you guys another story, hotel story. So what I'm doing here is I was going to build the health club, and then I thought, wait a second, I didn't finish the pool. Whoa, excuse me. So I was thinking, what I wanted to do is put so both the restrooms were in the middle of the area here. So that's what you're going to see as I'm building that up. So that way, I was thinking I could have people able to enter into the restroom and then from the restroom go into the changing rooms, or vice versa. Changing rooms are in the middle. So I was thinking they could go into the changing room and the restroom be an extension of that, because that's how it is in most games, or not most games, in most pool areas and gyms, is you have like the bathrooms and the shower rooms kind of thing, or changing room, are all connected. And there's only one entrance back out to the gym or pool or whatever. But that's not the case in this game. I couldn't do it, so I was switching the rooms around either way. I think it's better to have the bathrooms on the corners, I guess, and the changing room in the middle. Who knows? I don't know. It was just I decided to switch it. It takes me way longer than it should just to get the rooms even. It's a slightly odd-shaped area, so one room is a tile bigger, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe I did get it perfectly even. But, so we work on that. And while I'm just clicking through the pool area, after I take care of the pool, I'll decorate it, and then we're going to go ahead and build the gym. The gym fitness health club area is... there's a lot of stuff you can put in it. There's almost as many things to put in the health club area as there are to put in the lobby. Maybe more, actually. I don't know. A lot of stuff, though. So we'll do that in the later section there. So what I'm doing, getting the doors on, I wanted it to have a good flow to it. But let's tell a story. What kind of story should I tell you guys? How about something that I heard recently? So, recent story. So there was this guy who was working the front desk of a hotel, working the evening shift. All the good stuff happens in the evening shift, I think. So he's working, and then he's at the desk. He goes outside out back, and there's this guy out there tatted up. He's got an eye drop tattoo. He's not in shape at all, but there he is. He's hanging out in the back of the hotel drinking. And this van pulls up. A bunch of black girls jump out, and this is a white guy. Not that there's any problem with either of those. But these girls jump out, they start yelling at him, cussing, all this stuff. So the hotel guy's like, oh, forget this, I'm out of here. Just goes inside. He's like, you know what, I'm just going to give it a minute. Hopefully they go away. If not, then I'd probably have to call the police or something. But so he just kind of let it ride, and he's hiding out. And a little bit later, everything's chill. He doesn't hear anything else, doesn't see anyone outside. Later on, the guy who was out back with his eye tattoo and his, what would you call that? I'll just call it a sleeveless t-shirt, a tank top. I'm not going to call it the other name people tend to call it. I'm not going to be that guy. So that guy, he apparently comes back into the hotel, goes up to the front desk, and is like, hey, can I get a key to my buddy's room? And, what do you think? Should the hotel guy give him a key to his buddy's room when he's just seen him outside yelling at people? So the hotel guy checks, looks, the guy's not supposed to be in the room, or at least his name's not on it. So he's like, sorry, I can't, your name's not on the room. The other guy, the guy who's supposed to be in the room, could come down and get a key, but I can't give you one. Is the guy in the room? Could the guy let you in? You want me to call the room, maybe? And the guy's like, no, he's not here. I just want to go in. I'm supposed to be here. The people that were outside yelling at me, we got into it in the room, and so I left, and now I can't get back in because I don't have a key. And the guy left. He's not talking to me. I'm like, I don't, or not I, but the guy's like, I don't think I should let you in the room. And so the guy's like, okay, I guess I get it. Now here I'm starting to decorate the stuff, and I put down the one bench, so I realized the bench actually only faces one way, so I need two benches. So this works out perfect, and I love the way these rooms actually look. They feel very good to me, or look very good. But so the guy's like, I can't make you a key, but let's call the guy. The guy's like, no, 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 let's not do that. So he's, you know, drunk guy's not really supposed to be in the hotel standing there, and the guy's like, well, you know, you can, I guess, hang out down here in the lobby for a little bit till your buddy gets back, because somehow you got in the hotel. The hotel's locked at night. You know, all hotels are usually locked at night, and you have to use your key card to get in. That's pretty standard. So the guy's like, okay, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to be loitering, and I'm drunk. You know, I don't want to get you to call the cops on me for loitering, and I'll get arrested because I'm drunk. And the front desk guy's like, no, 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 I'm not going to call the cops. It's okay. You can hang out for a little bit because you're not being a problem, you know, so it's okay. And the guy's like, no, 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 no. You're going to call the cops on me because I'm loitering. And the guy's like, no, I'm serious. I'm not going to call the cops on you. So then he's like, well, let me make a couple phone calls. He pulls out a cell phone, and he tries to call his friend. And he calls his friend, and he's like, hey, man, can you get to the hotel because they're going to arrest me because I'm loitering and I'm drunk and I'm being crazy. I need you to come back to let me in the room. And then he's like, all right, well, call me back, though. Apparently he was leaving a message, I guess. And so then he's like, let me try someone else. So he calls a girl, and the girl's like, I can't let you in the room. I'm not even staying at the hotel. And at this point, the front desk guy's like, hey, look, man, you know, you will have to figure out something to do. You can't just hang out here all night. But, I mean, you can stay for a little bit. But if they're not going to let you in, you know, do you have a ride home? Do you need me to call you a cab? The guy's like, look, I don't got no money. So how about this? Just call the cops. Have the cops come get me. You know, tell them I'm being crazy in the lobby. I'm loitering. And the front desk guy's like, didn't you just say that you don't want to go to jail because you have a record and, you know, like, you're drunk and you don't want to get arrested again? And you have a teardrop tattoo, so they're obviously going to arrest you. I mean, you just said all that stuff, right? And the guy's like, yeah. But, you know what? Just call the cops. You know what? I don't want to go home. I don't get along with my family. I live with my dad, and the guy looked like he's like 30. I was like, I live with my dad. Me and him just fight all the time, so no, I don't want to go home. Just call the cops. Someone come get me. They know me. And so the guy's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, call him. So the hotel guy calls the cops and is like, look, I got this guy in the hotel. And then the guy just starts going, woo, party, yeah, woo, yeah, I'm causing problems, woo. You know, the cop dispatcher probably can't even hear it, I don't know. But, so the front desk guy's like, the hotel guy's like, yeah, I mean, the guy's here, he's drunk, he's not staying here, he doesn't have a way to get home, and the people he's with left him here. So I need you to come. And the cops are like, okay, yeah, sure thing, we'll come out. In the meantime, the guy's like, hey, man, thanks for calling the cops. You know, I'm sorry to cause you problems, man. I know you probably got cameras in here. It's probably on the cameras, you know, so, you know, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry I had to do this to you. I just got left here. I can't, you know, I got nothing else I can do. And so the hotel guy's like, hey, man, it's no problem. You know, just be cool. You know, cops will probably give you a ride home. They're not going to take you to jail. If you just want to ride home, they'll give you a ride home. And the guy's like, no, they'll take me to jail. But it's okay, it's cool. So then he pops out a cell phone, makes another call, gets a hold of the guy this time, and he's like, hey man, they called the cops are coming to get me, I'm going away for good now, you know, I'm done, you know, because you wouldn't come let me in the room. I was trying to have a chill night, and then you guys just get all crazy, you leave me here, so now I'm just going to jail, man. I don't know when I'll see you again. Front desk guy's like, what? The cops aren't going to give a crap. But he's like, alright, and then he gets off the phone with the guy, and he's like, tells the front desk guy, hey, look, if my buddy comes back, just tell him I went to jail. You know, tell him the cops came and picked me up. He can call the jail. I'm there. So the front desk guy's like, okay, I guess that's what I'll do. And then the cops show up. The cops are like, look, man, we don't want to take you to jail. I mean, you know, is there anywhere you can go? Do you have any money for a cab? He goes like, no, I'm broke as a joke. Just take me away, put me on death row. Just put me away, lock me away, death row. And the cops are like, look, we don't want to arrest you. You know, hey, you're intoxicated, that's fine. You know, you just need a ride home. We'll get you a ride home. And the guy's like, no, I don't want to go home. If I go home, me and my dad are going to fight. You guys are going to have to come out there anyways. So, no, I'm not going home. And the cops are like, there's nowhere else we can take you. You want to go to the drunk tank. You want to go to jail. The guy's like, yeah, I want to go to jail. So they're like, all right, man. You know, we have to cuff you then. The guy's like, yeah, you can cuff me. Can you just cuff me outside, though? I don't want it to be on camera in here. You know, I don't want to get the guy there at the front desk in trouble. And the cop's like, well, if we take you outside, it's going to be on camera, too. And the guy's like, all right, fine. So they They cuff him. Now his drink is sitting in front of him. That's like Gatorade, and now I'm going to actually start building the health club. But it's like Gatorade and like vodka or something, I guess. I don't know, some kind of liquor. And it's sitting there on the table in front of him while he's getting cuffed. And he's like, "Hey, can I get a drink though before I go?" He's already cuffed, and the cop's like, "But you're already cuffed, you know, so we can't uncuff you now." He's like, "Okay, I can do it though. I'm good at this." So he tries to give himself a drink while he's cuffed. He picks up the drink behind his back and then realizes there's no way to get it up to his face because he's cuffed behind his back. So he's just holding it, and the cop's like, "You're gonna make a mess." And he's like, "Well, can you help me out? Can you give me a drink?" So the cop picks up the guy's Gatorade and pours it down his mouth for him, giving the drunk guy, who they're arresting for loitering and being drunk, I guess. I don't know what the charges they'll give him are. They probably won't do anything. They'll probably lock him up and just do nothing so they don't have to do paperwork. But they actually give him a drink. And then they haul him off. And the cops are like, "Hey, is there anything else?" And the guy's like, "Nope. The guy just wanted you to come arrest him." So there we are. He's arrested. Yeah, weird, right? I'd never heard a story like that of someone saying, "Hey, can you call the cops and just have them take me to jail for nothing?" I want to go to jail for no reason, really. I don't have a ride. I don't want to go home. I just want to go to jail. Jail is preferable to just sitting in your lobby for a little while or anything else. Crazy, right? So, alright, now in the game, I'm actually getting started with the fitness center. And as you noticed, I took up almost half of a floor, and I thought, this probably be enough space for a fitness center, right? Obviously, it's got to be big enough. You're going to learn it's not. I make it all fit. And I hate, if you look there, you see the walls, when the dark walls, they look like the room is smaller than the room's the light walls. So I guess that's a tip if when you're building your hotel and you want it to make it look bigger to you or look better to you, the wall coloring can really affect the way a room looks. Just because the barriers are dark colored. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, I have like all these rooms. If you see anytime I pop up to make a new room, you see this giant list of rooms I can put in there. And if you remember, the health club itself, it has the main room. You can put like racks and a counter and like stuff like that, like clothing racks and stuff. So it's kind of like a shopping center in itself. Kind of like how in the lobby you can put down different stuff like vending machines and tables and stuff. But then you can have all those other rooms too that have their own furniture. This one, on the other hand, has men and women's bathrooms, men and women's changing rooms, sauna, spa, sonic something or other, massage parlor, I think I said sauna, exercise room, which is the main area I'm building there. I want the exercise room to be like the center focus, and I'm going to make as many entrances as I can into it. There's like a shower room, which I don't know what that's all about. Seems like it should be by the bathrooms. Maybe I could have put it in between the bathrooms. I think there would have been room. I don't do that, though. Like I said, beauty parlor, spa, sauna, like all that stuff. So there's a lot of rooms you can put in here. I think it ends up being like 10 rooms. I think 3 on one side, 4, and 4 in the middle. So that's 11 rooms. That's a lot of rooms. Plus the area itself is its own room, so I can put stuff in there. It's a lot of stuff. And each of the different sections in it is like kind of like its own store too. So there's like the health club, and then there's all the little amenities, and each one costs money. So it really feels like in this game that they want you to be a 5-star like super resort hotel. So obviously if you're doing that, then the bar and all that stuff, because I'm playing normal campaign. I'm not playing like sandbox mode or anything, and I have a ton of money even after I built up all of this stuff. Like, I've been building and building and building. My money barely goes down. And I'll be making a lot more money with all this stuff. And I'll sell out all my rooms, so I do have to build more rooms. But yeah, it seems like obviously the best thing to do is to make like your bar. Like top quality drinks, like 10 out of 10 quality. And make the price like 9 out of 10. That seems like probably the way you should go with like almost everything in the hotel. Because, I mean, people are going to be dropping all their money anyways. So I guess the idea is you're attracting wealthy people. So maybe that's not the case. Maybe you need to mix it up and have like a cheap restaurant, an expensive restaurant. I didn't think about doing that in the lobby. I have so much room left. I should make a small, very expensive restaurant to go along with my cheapo giant restaurant. So maybe we should do that. What do you guys think? Post in the comments. Let me know if you're still actually here. Hopefully you've been enjoying watching me fiddle around trying to figure out a layout. If you can see, what my original thought was, I wanted to have a door on each side to side hallways, one that goes to the restroom area. I don't know why I decided that way. Restroom should have went along the back or something. But one that comes in along the restroom area, the gym's in front and center, and one that comes along the spa area. So, you know, I have like the beauty parlor, the spa, the massage room, all that kind of stuff on one side. And in the middle, I'm trying to figure out like how to put this sauna and shower room and all this stuff, which I'm not exactly sure what kind of furniture goes in them. So I'm just kind of guessing which rooms I'd prefer to be bigger. In the end, what I decided to do, as you'll see, is I'm going to move, instead of having a hallway in the back against the side of the hotel, I'm going to move all the stuff back. So the very front area of the gym, which I'll probably put doors all the way along the opening area between the two doors now, I'll have it just completely doors all the way along. But that's going to be like see, I moved it back a little bit. We'll move it back even further, shift all that stuff all the way to the wall. Still have a gap between the fitness area and the showers and sauna. But I scoot it back so that way I have room for the clothes racks and stuff at the entrance. So that way the entrance is kind of like the storefront, and then all the rest is, you know, so you have to go through the racks of clothes to get to like the gym, so that way you're more tempted to buy stuff. That's the way it would work in real life. If you've ever been to like a clothing store, the way they actually lay out stores, I worked in one called Gadzooks when I was a kid, and it was the coolest thing. And then they only sold girl clothing, so it wouldn't have been so cool to work at as a guy. But anyways, what they would do is they'd put the most expensive clothes at the very front, knowing that these clothes, their turnover, people don't make it to the back of the store all the time. But people come in, browse like the first 10 feet sometimes, and then just turn around and leave. So you put the nicest stuff in the first 10 feet. So that way they're like, ooh, this place has cool stuff. I'm going to check it out. And so that way you go deeper into the store. But then they also put the stuff like the small stuff that's easier to steal towards the back of the store too, because that way it's harder for you to steal it, because you have to walk through more cameras. But also the most expensive stuff being at the front of the stores typically are more open, so it's tougher for you to reach up and grab that FUBU jacket or whatever. We sold FUBU there. To steal that FUBU jacket or jeans, you know, because you're like out there in the open, everyone walking past the store can see you. There's not as many racks because they're trying to display the good stuff and make it, it's a higher traffic area at the front. So anyways, that's kind of the idea I'm going with here, the design of this place. And this feels more like Mall Giant than it feels like a Hotel Giant to me, which I've never played Mall Giant. It just feels like it'd be very similar, trying to lay out stores and fill out a big box with a bunch of little boxes, which studies say that guys supposedly are better at that. So I think this is the final design here. I think it looks pretty spiff. Next episode, we're going to start decorating the stuff. We're going to do that as a live commentary episode, because I don't know what these rooms are, and it's probably going to be weird. So I'm going to go over that with you guys. So that's going to be it for story time and commentary time. Please post in the comments, let me know what you guys thought of this episode. And as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like and favorite the video, show me some support and love, guys. Ankhgaming out.